Eastern Kentucky Sports Radio is back on the air. We got WPRG TV 5 cameras here. That makes up your Intermountain Sports Network. Danny Van Hoos, Ken Hall, Charlie Pinson, and Brian Lee bringing you all the action from Death Valley. And Charlie Pinson, I tell you what, we're just moments away from the kickoff here, and what a game this should be. Excited about this one. The Pikeville Panthers will kick the ball away to the Belfry Pirates. They have won the toss. They will receive. That means Pikeville will have the ball to start the second half. Right now, Matt Walls getting set to tee it up.
You know, Matt Walls has done a fine job kicking for Pikeville all year this year, and kind of expect a real good special teams game from both of these teams.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of speed, a lot of talent on both these teams, and you know, Ken Hall, when you mix that in together, you can't teach speed, you can't teach quickness, but you can teach football, and that's what we got here tonight. The kickoff is taken by one of the upbacks, Matt Hale. And up the field he comes. He'll be out to about the 44-yard line. That's where Belfry will take over on offense. And Chris McNamee electing here, Charlie, to keep the ball away from the speedsters, as Curtis Childress back there along with Jonah Cottle don't want to get the ball in those young men's hands.
You know, I think you'll see both coaches show a lot of respect for the return men on both sides, and see a lot of zone defense on the pass protection as well, because both of these teams are going to put the ball in the air.
And Jonathan Wright comes out at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. 4 receivers split out. He finds Derek Polly in the flat. Polly looking for room. Gets across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Wrestled down there by Barrett Rogers and Chris Lee, among others. But opening up in that shotgun, you know, that's Philip Haywood. You know, the old school coach has always been, you know, smash mouth football, running it right at you. Got a talent like Jonathan Wright, and a couple years ago, he kind of transformed his offensive thinking, and, you know, it's paid off for him. Second down and 6 now from the shotgun again is Jonathan Wright. 3 receivers split out. The handoff this time is to Curtis Childress. He's looking for room on the left side. He's across midfield into Pikeville territory, all the way down to the 46-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
On the carry.
Again, the speed we were talking about, Danny. Childress gets to the outside, makes one cut, and then just a burst of speed picks him up some extra yards.
Well, that young man, you know, we have watched him for a long, long time, and that young man can flat get down the field, and make no mistake about it. A couple weeks ago, saw him had some leg problems, a little bit of cramping, maybe a twisted ankle or something, but slowed him up a little bit, but showed no ill effects there. Childress will split out this time away from Jonathan Wright, who's still in that shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Wright will tuck it under and run himself. Big, imposing quarterback. He's across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Give him 5 yards, Ken Hall. Second down and 5 coming up, but Ken, that's a big target even though he's the quarterback.
Yes, he is. Jonathan Wright, an excellent athlete. He has very good speed and really, really strong too. He's a great athlete. That's going to give Pikeville that much more to worry about tonight, as he's back in, you know, back to pass, and they not only have to worry about the receivers and Curtis Childress in the backfield, but Wright can run with the ball.
Shotgun again, and this is a fumbled handoff. The ball was handed off, attempted to be handed to David Reed, but I believe the Pirates did recover.
Recover by Pirates.
They're going to lose about 3 yards on that, maybe. No, let's see. They're going to mark it about 41, so loss of a couple. Brings up 3rd down and a long 7.
Heads-up play in the backfield by Belfry just to get on that ball. Tried to make the handoff and just bobbled it and then fell on it quickly to just avoid a bigger loss.
And David Reed didn't appear to be ready for that football. I'm not sure he expected it to be there. Right from the shotgun again. He's looking downfield. He had Derek Polly, but led him just a little bit too much. Polly made a dive for it, unable to haul it in. That'll bring up 4th down, and the Pirate punting unit will come on.
Pirate pass is incomplete. That brings up a 4th down and 7.
Be interesting to see if they punt the ball to the sidelines or whether they kick it away and let Pikeville have the chance to return it with probably with Akers back.
We've got Akers and Barrett Rogers, and with those 2 individuals in that back there deep to receive that punt, I'm sure Jeff Thompson, the punter for Belfry, has been instructed to kick this one out of bounds. He does not, and it's a very high kick. Will not be a return on this one. It takes a Pikeville bounce, and it's downed out there by Curtis Childress at about the 29-yard line. So a net 12 yards on that punt. So not a lot happening there, but the Panthers are going to have decent field position from the 29.
Well, you know, the high punt, making it harder to field and less chance for the run back is, I think, what he was looking for there instead of angling it for the sidelines.
sure he would have liked to have gotten a little more distance on it.
Well, he had the opportunity to kick it deeper toward the sidelines and maybe put them inside the 10, but nonetheless, Matt Branham in the shotgun, 4 receivers split out. As customary for the Panthers, he drops back, rolls to his right, looking downfield, and no one to throw to. Great coverage down there by the Pirate secondary. Branham tucks it under and runs it across the 35-yard line to about the 36, giving him a gain of about 7. So that's what can happen when your passing game. You got a very agile quarterback like a Matt Branham. You know, he had no one to throw to. The DBs really did their job as they shut down the Pikeville receivers. But Branham tucked it under, picked up about 7.
You know, that's the thing when you got a team like this and you've got the strong pass defense. You know, you're double covering people like Akers, and there's not enough rushing, and it's easier for the offensive line to give him that kind of protection.
He had tremendous protection. Had all day back there.
Branham hands off this time to Barrett Rogers. He's looking for room on the left side. He's up to about the 40s, and he'll have enough for the first down. So give him about 5 yards on the carry.
30, Barrett Rogers.
And again, you know, both of these teams mixing up the run, you know, the run and the pass, trying to keep the defense off guard. And, you know, both teams have the moniker of a passing offense.
Well, when you have that, a lot of times that opens up the other parts of your game, as you was talking about. And so the running game with a guy like Barrett Rogers, just tremendous. That young man is a speedster. He was thrown to the Wolves last year as a freshman with the injury to Jonathan Chapman. And he has really started to shine for the Panthers. Branham back to pass. He has Gibson across midfield. Still on his feet. The big man won't go down as Derek Polly and Jeff Thompson in there bringing him down. So a big gainer out to Chase Gibson.
Again, the Pikeville offensive line giving Matt Branham all day back there to throw the ball. Good coverage by the defensive backs. It's just that with that much time, it's going to break down sooner or later.
Eventually, somebody will get open with that much time. 13-yard pickup with Chase Gibson on that catch.
And Gibson did a good job on his pass pattern as he came across the middle and was wide open. Branham fires it in the flat. This is Nick King, and he's going nowhere. He may lose a yard.
Matt Hale just wrapped him up just as soon as he touched the ball on that one, Danny, and he had nowhere to go with it.
Great coverage again as these Belfry DBs are really doing their job. And you know, that's going to help the defensive line and the upbacks if they can put some pressure on Matt Branham later as the game wears on. But they've got to figure out how to penetrate this offensive line, who's doing a great job right now for Pikeville. Again, Matt Branham in the shotgun. He has Frazier and Rogers in the backfield with him. 3 receivers split out. He's looking downfield. He's going for Gibson. In and out of his hand. And there comes a late flag in, 2 of them. And I believe this is going to be pass interference against Derek Polly.
Well, it's going to be an interesting call, Danny, because the ball was there. There was contact, but I'm not sure who was in front.
Well, that's,
both players going for the ball.
It could certainly go either way, but I think right now it's going to be against the defense. It will be. So pass interference against Derek Polly on that play. But as you said, it looked like all 3 things happened at the same time. Chase Gibson, Derek Polly, and the football got to the same spot at the same time.
You know, it's one of those judgment calls. You know, it's just how you perceived that it happened at the time. You know, from our vantage point, it looked like it was just a good defensive play.
On the 32-yard line.
But good break for the Pikeville Panthers as that moves them down the field quite a bit.
1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Well, the play calling is done primarily by Jason Howell, and Jason, longtime Pikeville Panther alum, and he's done a great job with this offense since Chris McNamee got here. Pikeville showed the I formation with Matt Branham up under center. He now comes back into the shotgun as Frazier splits out to the left. Branham rolls out, fires the ball. Beautiful attempt out there by Jeremiah Akers to haul that one in just beyond his grasp.
You know, just as soon as that ball touched his fingertips, though, Curtis Childress was right there on him, and, you know, it just didn't let him haul it in.
Great coverage by Childress on that play.
Curtis Childress, an fine all-around athlete. You'll see him later on this fall, barring injury, when he takes puts on the shorts and the tank top and goes for the basketball court, and then later on to the baseball field. Excellent three-sport star is Curtis Childress. Branham this time is under the center. I formation behind him. 2 receivers split out. This time he fakes the handoff and gives it to Gibson, and Gibson got all day around the left side all the way down to about the 21-yard line, but a flag comes in.
I believe that's going to be clipping on 25, Nick King. You know, he was trying to make a block for him for Gibson to free him up, and the flag went down just as soon as he made that block.
Well, it's a personal foul. He did not,
holding call.
or holding rather, against the Pikeville Panthers. That'll back things up just a little bit and nullify that run, but nonetheless, a great call there by the Pikeville coaching staff to bring Chase Gibson out of that tight end position around the horn there, and he accepted that handoff, had all day to run.
Well, you know, we've seen the Pikeville Panthers quite a bit this season already, Danny, and they've changed their offensive look a bunch tonight. They've gone to the shift. You know, they'll shift from the wide receiver set back to the power or to the straight I formation, and then again start in the I and switch out to the wide split outs. You know, just a lot of different things happening out there today.
Well, you got a young, innovative head coach in Chris McNamee. You got capable assistants, and then you've got the old guy, and we got all kinds of movement as Jared Frazier jumps before the snap, and that is going to be procedure against Pikeville. But then you've got the old guard down here. You've got people like Bill Alara, who was there during the state championship teams. Bill Alara is an offensive genius in this area, in my opinion. He has done a great job year in and year out. Was at one time head coach here for the Pikeville Panthers after Hillard Howard had left the first time and or stopped coaching football. But just a lot of great talent out here on the coaching staff. You can't say enough about them.
Well, you know, that's the thing at Pikeville. You've got Hillard Howard as assistant principal. You've got just a bunch of football minds in the school system all together over there.
When you strap on this maroon and white, you know, it means a lot to these kids. This is a pitch to Barrett Rogers. He's across the 40. Nice tackle out there by number 30, Scotty Bale, as he wraps him up, hammers him to the ground after a pickup of about 5 yards. He's going to be close to the 36-yard line. 37-yard line, make it.
Number 30, Scotty Bell for the Pirates.
But it's going to be third down and long, third down and 14 coming up for the Pikeville Panthers. But, you know, that's the thing about doing a game like this, though, guys. You got these two teams. Pikeville has almost run off 6 minutes of this first half. You know, Belfry's drive stalled pretty quick, and Pikeville has really had a very time-consuming, very fundamentally sound drive here. Branham rolls to his left. He's going for it all. He has Nick King wide open. He has to stop, wait for the football. He's in for the score. 37 yards. Absolutely wide open was Nick King. Somebody blew an assignment there.
You know, this Belfry defense has had excellent coverage on Pikeville all night long, and you know, somebody just lost it there, you know, because there's nobody within 10 yards of him.
And he had to stop. He waited out there like he was waiting on a kickoff or a punt, as he had to wait for that football to get to him, as he was absolutely wide open. 37 yards, Matt Branham to Nick King. Ken Hall, we got 6 on the board.
Big break for Pikeville there. It was a long, third and 14, and Nick King just left all alone out there.
Well, looks like we have some kind of a penalty. I don't know if it was. Looks like it was after the play.
This is an unsportsmanlike against the Pikeville Panthers after the play, and this is going to change up Coach Chris McNamee's thinking here. Is he's not going to be able to go for the field goal or the point after attempt with Matt Walls. He's going to have to go for 2 here as the ball is pushed all the way back to the 19-yard line, 18-yard line, make it.
Yeah, it would be a 35-yard kick for the point after. You know, you don't see many of them in high school in this area.
Matt Wall's got a serious leg, but you might as well go for 2 here at this point. But, you know, that's something that Coach McNamee, you know, he wants his children, you know, he wants these kids to have an attitude, I'm sure, but not a bad one. So that's something he'll probably mention to some young man. Matt Branham in the shotgun, 4 receivers split out. He drops straight back, has all day again to throw the football. He fires it for the end zone, and it's picked off. So the conversion will be no good. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. That was Danny Steenbergen, and he hauled that one in. But with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter, your score, Pikeville 6, Belfry nothing. We'll be right back. This is your Intermountain Sports.
Danny Steenbergen.
Man, I don't know. Them blew it, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Back here with you, Death Valley. Pikeville Panthers have jumped out on top 6-0 here. And Jeremiah Akers will come in to do the kicking duties this time.
Number 2,
as opposed to Matt
Pauly.
Walls.
Number 5, Jonah Cottle. Number 3, Curtis Childress.
6:10 remaining first quarter. Pikeville on top 6-0. Back deep to receive is Derek Pauley, Curtis Childress, and Jonah Cotto, all three with great speed. And Akers booms this one in the direction of Pauley. He fields it about his own 16. He's looking up the middle of the field, and he is just nailed out there by number 40. That's Isaac Ratliff, who just leveled Pauley as he got to about the 32-yard line.
Number 2,
And the Belfry Pirates will go on offense one more time at that position.
Again, good field position to start this drive for the Belfry Pirates. You know, they stalled out on the last one with a few, you know, just a couple of mistakes. Be interesting to see how they come back after the the sustained drive there by Pikeville.
Well, you know, they have to understand that they're going to have to score a lot of points in a quick hurry, as this is a football team that is going to hang up the points, being Pikeville, and in order to stay with them, they're going to have to do the same thing. Shotgun formation, and the handoff from that is Curtis Childress. He almost broke that as he got across the 40, about the 41-yard line.
You know, Chris Shoemate makes the tackle. If Chris doesn't pull him down, he's gone, because there's nobody going to catch Curtis Childress when he gets in the open field like that.
No, and if you look at this, if you was here, folks, this play right here was going to be wide open as Childress is down that sideline. No one was in front of him.
A little confusion in the Belfry backfield that time, as nobody didn't seem to know where to stand on the play, but worked out well for them.
Jonathan Wright up under center. And the give again to Childress. He's going nowhere this time. Just across the 45.
Good
get the first down.
Yeah. Good surge by the Belfry line as you know, the line surge comes down the field a good yard, and as soon as he crosses the line, he's hit. But you know, with the forward motion of the offensive line, it puts him in first down territory.
On the 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, it is enough for a first down. Jonathan Wright in the shotgun, back deep to pass. He has his man across the middle. That's Stuart Wendell. And Wendell across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. So into Pikeville territory. Big gainer that time.
Well, you know, the Pikeville defense gambled and had a blitz on that time, and the Belfry offensive line handled it real well and gave him plenty of time to make that pass to the open receiver.
Well, a 16-yard pickup on the play all the way to the 38-yard line.
1st and 10.
So a big first down for the Pirates, and Belfry comes out here, and they look like that maybe that touchdown by the Panthers may have lit a new fire under the Pirates, as they have come out with a little bit of vengeance here on their second turn at the offense. Right again from the shotgun, hands it to David Reed. He's going nowhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, if they give him enough forward progress, he may get back. You know, the offensive line that time didn't have the surge that they've had earlier.
No gain on the play for David Reed. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Belfry Pirates. Right back to pass again. He pump fakes, and he's going to go down. Big sack that time. That's Chris Shoemate, who just rode him to the ground. Wright got a little bit too close to the line of scrimmage, and Shoemate got his hands on him. Pushes him back to the 43-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play. Charlie can't get that close to a guy like Shoemate.
No, you know, he's going to have to take the step backwards when he goes to make that pass. You know, he's looking at he's watching his receivers and doesn't see the offensive and defensive linemen there in front of him.
43-yard line.
You know, big kid. You know, should have real good vision like that, but you know, being strong like that, he can take that extra step back and still get off a nice pass.
And a guy like Chris Shoemate reaches in and gets that hand on you. You know, most of the time you're going down. Shoemate jumps across the line of scrimmage. He must have liked the taste of that as he wanted some more, but jumps across the line of scrimmage. That'll be 5 yards. Make it 3rd down and the 11 coming up.
Well, you know, the Pikeville defense has been very aggressive in this game. You know, a lot of stunts, which is Chris McNamee. That's a trademark of Chris. You know, being an all OVC defensive back at Eastern Kentucky. You know, he's used to a lot of these high pass blitzes and defensive stunts.
Well, he has handled, as you know, he handles most of the defensive alignment. Jason Howe primarily handling the offense. Wright fakes the handoff to Reed. He's looking downfield. He has a man wide open. If he can get it there, that's got Stuart Wendell. all the way down to the 21-yard line. You know, to 22, gain of about 16 and another first down.
You know, Wright dropped back in the pocket a little deeper that time and gave his line room to protect him, and they gave him plenty of time to wait for the open receiver.
Maybe could have had a little bit bigger gainer that time, though, if he'd have thrown the ball a couple of seconds quicker, as Wendell kind of ran the route and just kind of stood there waiting on him. And Ken, you know, he had a lot of daylight between him and the goal line. He probably could have picked up some more yardage, maybe even have scored on that.
Yes, he did. Nice, strong throw, though, by Wright.
Jonathan back to pass again. He finds Curtis Childress out there in the flat. On the left side, he's breaking tackles across the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Give him about 10 more. He's going to be close to another first down. It'll depend on the spot of the ball.
You know, Curtis Childress caught the ball, made 2 good moves, and picked up about 9 yards extra on that after he caught the ball.
Well, he just does a good job in and out, you know, all the time. As that young man wants to play football, he tries really hard. He will play hard until the final buzzer in any sport that he's in, and that's you know, that's just a testament. That yardage there was Curtis Childress's. He took the pass in the flat and made it happen. Right again from the shotgun, looking into the end zone. He has Wendell across the middle. He gets a hand on it, but can't haul it in. Nice effort by Stuart Wendell.
Pass play from Wright to Wendell is incomplete.
You know, Lincoln Sowards on that play, you know, he has the ball in his hand, and Sowards hits him and doesn't give him a chance to pull the ball down and score the touchdown.
Well, that's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Interesting call there. Instead of going for the first down with 1 yard, 2nd down and 1, they go for the end zone, and now they're facing 3rd and 1. If they don't get the line surge, you know, they're facing 4th down. It's going to be a big, big play coming up here. But with a guy like Jonathan Wright, they're going to put him up under center. I got to believe he's just going to get the first down yardage. He will. As he's to the 10-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down.
Nice advantage of a big quarterback like that. He can just take the ball and tuck it in and just push himself forward for that extra yard when he needs it.
All you got to have is just a little bit of line surge for a guy like Jonathan Wright, because he'll surge it himself. But it's 1st and goal from the 9 as the ball is just inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 9.
You know, at 6'3", 230, you know, Wright can be a lineman for a lot of teams.
He certainly will. And again in the shotgun, he's looking end zone again. This time he fires it. It's intercepted. And out of the end zone comes...
I believe that's Lincoln Sowards.
That is Lincoln Sowards. Comes out of the end zone with it. Didn't down the football in the end zone, but Pikeville will have the football at about the 9-yard line. So he picked it off about 2 yards deep in the end zone, ran it back out to the 9, and the Panthers will go on offense. They dodged a big bullet there.
The pass rush was getting to Wright as they were closing in on him, and he fired the ball a little too quickly there.
Well, Wendell had beat his man. He had a step on Lincoln Sowards, but the ball was more on a direct line, and Sowards ran right into the path. We have flags coming in as
flag on the play.
Matt Branham was up under center.
That was a very impressive drive by the Belfry Pirates, and I'm sure they're very disappointed to come away with no points.
You know, they say, however, it would be demoralizing. This is going to be offsides against Belfry, so that's going to help Pikeville's cause. 1st down and 5 out the 14-yard line. But Ken, you know, that's a good point. You know, to move the ball that well and that effective down the football field and come away empty, it's kind of got to be a little bit demoralizing for that Belfry offense, especially if Pikeville puts together another one of those long, time-consuming drives and scores. This is a handoff to Barrett Rogers. He's hit as he crosses the 15-yard line. He'll be out to about the 17. Give him about 3 yards on the carry. Bring up 2nd down and a couple.
Scotty Bell with the tackle on that, and with a lot of other extra help. You know, Belfry starting to tighten up their defense in the middle and putting a lot more men in the middle trying to stop the run and hopefully get a good pass rush on Pikeville.
Looking at a 2nd and 7 now, or 2nd and 2 after the penalty and the 3-yard pickup.
Branham up under center, I formation behind him. The give is to Jared Frazier. He's across the 20. That'll be enough for a first down, as he's going to be short of the 21-yard line. But all you needed to do was get to the 20, so that'll be a Pikeville first down. Jared Frazier, another young man that has really done a good job this season. Really pretty quiet.
Frazier only a freshman, so that's quite a tandem in that backfield. Frazier being a freshman and Barrett Rogers a sophomore.
Well, what is it they say? Good programs don't rebuild, they just reload. So
reload. I had Chris McNamee on as a guest on Primetime Sports Wednesday night and asked him if he could foresee a run-oriented offense here in a couple years with those two young men, and he said he was looking to the Belfry game. He's not looking ahead 2 years down the road.
There you go. Barrett Rogers trying to cut the corner. Danny Steenbergen cuts him off as he can't get there, and that's going to be a loss of about 3 on the
tackle number 11
on the play.
You know, beautiful play coming up from the backfield like that to hit him in the backfield and get the loss.
From the 18-yard line.
It's hard to keep Barrett Rogers from turning that corner, but that time the Belfry Pirates did. That's going to bring it close to the first period. And at the end of one, Pikeville on top 6-0 over Belfry. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. Valley, we've got one in the books. As what most people call the Super Bowl of Pike County. Ken Hall, long-standing rivalry between these two schools.
Yes, it is, and it's a big game every year when these two match up. You can pretty well throw the records out, and of course, you know, it's not a district game. Pikeville being a single-A school and Belfry a 2A school now, but still a very important game for these schools.
A lot of pride on the line here as Belfry has won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two schools. Pikeville winning last year in big fashion, and they are moving the ball again. They took Barrett Rogers went the wrong direction that time, but they have put together really a good, strong, solid drive. The first time they had the football, came away with 6. Unsportsmanlike penalty took them out of point after attempt range, and the 2-point conversion failed. That's all the scoring we've had here. We have all kinds of delays. We have a timeout now on the field for the Pikeville Panthers. And let's keep it right here. And you know, Charlie Pinson, what can happen here in a situation like this? You've had the opportunity to talk to the coaching staff, you know, between the quarters there. What can happen here that would cause you to have to burn a timeout?
Well, you know, a lot of confusion there. Looked like they're trying a lot of new things today, and Pikeville evidently trying to get a jump on Belfry with a new offensive set or something. Everybody didn't know exactly where to be. You noticed that players running on and off the field, and then coaches just knew that there was a mess somewhere. So we better talk it over and get it straightened out.
And Jason Howell, the offensive coordinator for the Pikeville Panthers, in that huddle with them all the way back at their own 10-yard line. Ken, a lot of people have stepped up to really start to contribute for these Panthers after a little turmoil at the start of the season, but this looks like a very solid program now.
Yes, it does. He looked really impressive last week at South Floyd.
Branham hands the ball off. This is Jared Frazier. He breaks to the outside. He's across the 40. Derek Pauly right there with him, hauls him down, but not until he gets all the way into Belfry territory at the 41-yard line. So an excellent play call there. Says grab it and run as far as you can, I guess. But that's a gain of 41 yards on the play for the freshman, Jared Frazier.
You know, beautiful blocking by the Pikeville offensive line there. Gave him a hole you can drive a Mack truck through, you know, as they used to say in this area.
The gain is down to the
he flat drove through it.
He sure did. The young freshman shows great speed. He did this last week at South Floyd and broke a couple of big runs. And 2 really good running backs back there with he and Barrett Rogers.
Frazier splits to the left this time as a receiver. 3 receivers split out. Matt Branham back to pass out of the shotgun. He fires it in the direction of Chase Gibson. He has it. It's complete. Across the 30-yard line to about the 29. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. That's enough for another first down as he gets a gain of about 12 on the play. Make it 13 all the way to the 28-yard line.
Good hard-nosed football there. You know, Gibson catches the ball, turns, squares his shoulders up, just tries to run over somebody to get that extra yardage for that first down.
Well, Gibson's always been a big young man, but I tell you what, he looks looks like he really beefed up over the summer and got a lot bigger as he really fills that tight end position out there. This is a handoff to Rogers. He's looking for room left side. He breaks tackles. He's across the 20-yard line, inside all the way down to about the 16. Where are they going to spot that football at, Charlie Pinson?
The ball carrier, number 30.
Looks like they're going to spot it right on the 14-yard line.
16-yard.
16-yard line.
Be the other 14.
The other side of that 15.
Gain of 12 on the play. Another first down for the Panthers as they continue to move the ball. This time mixing it up pretty well between the run and the pass.
Yes, they are. Doing a good job mixing it up.
Shotgun formation once again. Receivers split out, not wide this time. Branham looking in the direction of Jeremiah Akers. He has it. No, they said he trapped the football. Oh, that would have been a tremendous, or was a tremendous effort to haul that one in. I don't know. It looked like he and Curtis Childress both had a chance to catch that one.
Yes,
the ball,
it did.
Ball was trapped, says the official, so incomplete pass. Second down and 10 from the 16.
Great effort there by Akers, both Akers and Childress.
By the way, I received that page, and I ditto those comments. Shotgun formation once again. Inside 10.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Branham back to pass once again. He has Gibson. Gibson's the man tonight, and he is just dragging people with him inside the 10 down to about the 6 as Danny Steenbergen had a handful of jersey but couldn't haul him down.
Gibson showing a lot of strength tonight, you know, just running over people and carrying them down the field every chance he gets.
Well, Ken and I were talking on the way across the hill tonight. Gibson let a couple fall through his fingertips over at South Floyd a week ago, and you're not going to see that a lot. He's kind of been the go-to focus guy here tonight as Akers has been covered with Curtis Childress pretty heavily, and they have really opened it up. What's Gibson got now? About 3 carries?
Got 3 catches?
Got three. Down to the 6-yard line. It's first and goal.
3 catches now for 36 yards.
No, that's a premier matchup, though, is Childress and Akers on that outside, though. You know, 2 real speed demons going against each other head-to-head.
Well, Akers is across the way. Let's see if Branham picks that up from the 6. It's first and goal, and the give is to Matt Walls. He just hit a wall as he is going nowhere. Great job that time by Belfry as Matt Walls was put in there just to get the push. Nothing happening that time as the middle was clogged up for the Pirates.
You know, Belfry, when you get to this point in the field, you know, everything, as they say, it all concentrates. You know, there's not a lot of room to go wide or anything, and it's a lot tougher to move the ball on the running game.
Second down and 5. They gave a yard that time to Matt Walls on that carry. Jeremiah Akers split to the left. Chase Gibson in the tight end position on the right. Full backfield, 3 running backs behind Matt Branham. The give is to Barrett Rogers. He's across the 5. He's going to be down to inside the 4, between the 3 and the 4-yard line, it looks like, and it's going to bring up 3rd and goal. Yardage starting to get pretty tough down there now.
You know, Belfry's got a big defensive front up there, and, you know, they're just piling everything up in the middle. I think you're going to see Pike will try to go around to the outside or maybe try one of those little swing passes here.
Would not be surprised to see them try to get the football in Jeremiah Akers' hands as he trots wide to the right, and Curtis Childress comes and match up with him. I formation, a power eye behind Matt Branham, and the flag's on the play. Branham looking for Gibson, and the ball is tipped away.
You know, Casey LaQuire right there almost had the interception on that play, but, you know, with the flag, we don't know what's going to happen. It looks like it's going to be offensive motion on Pikeville, though.
That throw was there before Gibson was ready for it, I think. He hadn't turned around yet, and the ball was there.
It will be procedure call against the Panthers. That'll back it up 5 yards, and it's going to be a tough 3rd down coming up here.
This is going to be a tough call here for the Belfry coaches to make, whether they want to accept this or go to 4th down.
You give Pikeville 2 shots from the 9 or 1 shot from the 4?
I believe they're going to decline it.
I believe you give them 1 from the 4 myself.
I believe so.
Let's see what the call will be. The penalty is declined. It'll bring up 4th down from the 4.
Coach Haywood's showing a lot of confidence in his defense now.
So a big, big play coming up here for the Pikeville Panthers. This could be a momentum shift here, guys, if the Pirates can hold. Yeah, they'll have to take over deep in their own territory, but they don't want to give up the points. Branham, the snap. He's looking in the end zone. He has Gibson. He tucks it under. He's going to try to make it and dives for the pylon. Out of bounds, just short of the goal line. So he does not get in. It's going to be down at the 1, and the Belfry Pirates will take over.
The ball goes over on downs to Belfry, first down and 10.
You know, Coach Haywood showing a lot of confidence in his defense, and well-founded, obviously, because, you know, the pass defense was there, and the linebackers came up and closed it up just as he was about to cross the goal line on there, and Belfry will start on their own 1 now.
First and 10 from the 2-yard line.
So they say the ball is on the 2.
Looks like the 1 to me.
It appears to be the other 2, the 1-yard line, but first down and 10. Jonathan Wright standing in the end zone. And handoff there goes nowhere, or exactly what, maybe a yard on the play. Didn't see who that was on the carry.
I believe Wright kept it himself. He's trying to get
no
that
wonder
ball
I didn't see the handoff.
out of the hole there. You didn't see the handoff because there wasn't one.
On the keeper, Wright.
So that'll bring up second down and 9 from the 3.
Just trying to get a little operating room down here deep in their own territory. You know, I think maybe they wouldn't feel bad if they got in here, got 4 good downs and a good punt, and got out of that hole that they were in.
I formation behind Jonathan Wright. He'll hand the ball off. This is Curtis Childress. He's going nowhere.
Of course, don't be surprised to see a quick pass play here either, because the Pikeville defense is coming and coming hard right now. You know, maybe a slip, and it could be 6 for Belfry, because everybody's coming to try to get that safety when you're on that 2-yard line.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. The Pikeville defense is smelling blood right now. They want that 2 points. But it's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Belfry Pirates as they give Childress no gain on the play.
Look for Wright to roll out to one side or the other and try to get that extra room to throw the ball.
He's about 3 yards deep in the end zone in the shotgun. 4 receivers split out. And he bobbles the snap, but able to recover, rolls to his right, fires the ball. It's almost picked off out there. Barrett Rogers had that one at the 19.
Pass play is incomplete.
The pass was intended for Stuart Wendell.
Excellent defense by the Pikeville secondary that time, as everybody was covered man-to-man, and they just denied the ball with Barrett Rogers jumping up and grabbing it, and like I say, almost an interception.
Well, he you know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to haul that one in. But Jeremiah Akers and Barrett Rogers are standing at the Belfry 40-yard line. One of them at the 41, at the 42, waiting on the punt from Jeff Thompson, who is going to be about a yard shy of the back of the end zone. So a very big play coming up here for the Belfry Pirates, as he's got to get that kick away in a hurry, as they will be coming hard. And Chase Gibson almost got there, but booming kick. As Jeremiah Akers fields it about the Belfry 43. He's looking for somewhere to go, and he'll get to the 40.
There's a flag down on the far side of the field.
Flag is down across the way. But a good job by Jeff Thompson that time.
Perfect coverage by the Belfry punting team, too, as there was just nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball. He moved to the left and to the right, and there was just a wall of red everywhere he looked.
You see that a lot here at Belfry, a wall of red.
Yes, you do. That was a 42-yard punt and a good high kick, a tremendous punt there.
Looks like it's going to be holding on Pikeville, so that'll move them another 10 yards back.
The Panthers will take over right there at the, looks like at about right, it's going to be close to midfield, I believe, once it's all marked off. It's going to be about the 49-yard line. But in Belfry territory, but, you know, guys, you know, the last time, well,
it's the other 49,
it was a 11-yard penalty. But anyway,
puts the ball on the Panther 49-yard line, first and 10.
Just shy of midfield. Matt Branham and the troops will take over right there. Pikeville came away empty on their last offensive possession, turning the ball over at the 2. And Branham fires it out in the flat to the safety valve. That's Barrett Rogers. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play. Great tackle out there. Scotty Bell. We call Scotty's name a lot tonight. That young man's playing a nice game, is only a sophomore, so going to be a defensive, already is a good defensive ball player, will probably be a defensive star for these Pirates as the season wears on.
So far, the best game we've seen on the Intermountain Sports Network this year. It's lived up to its hype.
That's right. Usually we get the pleasure of broadcasting the Intermountain Sports blowout of the week, but not this time. Branham from the shotgun. 4 receivers split out. He drops straight back, looking to his left. He has Gibson again in Belfry territory across the 45 to about the 43.
Took 4 men to bring Gibson down there. He is really looking strong tonight. Just refuses to go down.
Of course, Branham paid for it, too. Just as he released that ball, he was decked, you know.
R.P. Vipperman with a tremendous hit on Branham.
But still, Belfry in good shape with a third and about 6, 3rd and 3.
Well, those kind of, 3rd down and 3 coming up, but, you know, those are those kind of hits that they don't mean anything to that play, but it puts in the back of Matt Branham's mind. He may want to get rid of it about a half a step quicker next time. Branham again from the shotgun. He stands at midfield, looking downfield all day to throw it. The ball is tipped by Vipperman, as it was well on target to Chase Gibson again as the intended receiver. But nice job by Vipperman to get a hand on it.
Yeah, you know, excellent pass defense, pass blocking by the Pikeville offensive line there, as he had all day to throw the ball.
He had all day to throw. He certainly did. We're down now to 5:04 remaining in the first half.
The punting unit in the person of Matt Walls comes on to the field.
Number 3, Curtis Childers. Number 2, Jerry Paul.
Matt's done a good job this year doing all the kicking duties for the Panthers, except for Jeremiah Akers can do some booting as well. This is a high booming kick that Childress, nice job faking out the defense, letting that one go into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. But a great job by Curtis Childers. That's good for fundamentally sound football right there.
Yes, it is.
Looked as if he was going to catch it until he stepped forward 2 steps and let it hit the ground.
Of course, anytime he looks like he's going to catch the ball, it gets everybody's heart pumping because you never know where he's going to end up at.
That's right, and he caused the Panthers to hold up just enough because they had to see if he was going to catch it. Can't touch him until he does. And the ball bounces over his head and into the end zone for the touchback. So from the 20, the Pirates will go on offense once again. Good series here for Belfry as they're holding their own right now with these Panthers. From the shotgun again is Jonathan Wright. He'll tuck it under, run up the field. Matt Walls and Isaac Ratliff bring him down at the 25-yard line, so a gain of about 5.
I don't know who got the most punishment out of that, the defender or the offensive player.
I believe that it was Matt Walls and Isaac Ratliff, as that's a big man coming at him.
And he just lowered his head and tried to get all the yardage he could too.
Pickup of 6. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 down. With 4:25 remaining in the first half.
Right from the shotgun, two running backs back there with him. He hands off this time. It's number 34, B.J. Wallace, loses the football.
You know, Todd Young alertly falling on that ball, or else, you know, Pikeville has it again deep in Belfry territory.
It's going to push it all the way back to the 20-yard line. So from the original line of scrimmage again, it's going to be 3rd down, and he's inside the 20, call it 11 yards.
On the play recovered by the Pirates. 3rd down and 10.
He just dropped the football.
Don't know if he didn't have a handle on the ball or he was looking or thinking about what to do with it after he got it.
Well, I didn't see a handle on it. How about you, Dan?
No. Right, all kinds of pressure. He gets it off to Curtis Childress. Great job that time by Childress. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a 4th down and long, and the punting unit will come on for the Pirates.
I think Belfry was trying to set up the little middle screen there, and the Pikeville defenders got back there so fast that he didn't have time for it to develop.
Well, they were in the backfield about as quick as Jonathan Wright was, and he was in the shotgun. So make no mistake about that. Good job that time by the defensive unit for the Panthers. And Jeff Thompson will come on to do the kicking again. He'll be standing at about his own 7-yard line. Jeremiah Akers, Barrett Rogers, just in Pikeville territory, waiting the punt. And this one is in the direction of Akers. He fields at his own 47. Looking to head to the left sideline. He is covered up and gets through those would-be tacklers across midfield to about the 46-yard line of Belfry. So a great job by Jeremiah Akers. Saw the outside was going to be cut off. cut it right straight back up the middle and was able to pick up about 6 yards.
Is by number 33.
Beautiful job by Akers. Shows his versatility there and how hard he is to bring down once he gets the ball, because he was actually hit right at the point where he caught the ball and just squirmed through and got some positive yardage out of it.
Ken, that's an example of big play people making big plays when they have to.
Akers has been making big plays since he was a sophomore, I know. Probably a freshman.
And Matt Branham back to pass. All kinds of pressure this time, but he finds Gibson across the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, but we have a flag on the play. Well, let's see what the penalty is. Chris McNamee is upset. I believe it's going to be a illegal block. Penalty marker laying at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I think it'll be a block below the waist or in the back one down on Pikeville on the run back. You know, but Gibson had all kinds of daylight there on that pass.
Well, that was a 46-yard touchdown pass, but it's going to be all for nothing as it's going to be clipping against the Panthers. So take that 6 back off the board.
But that's what we've talked about all night, how fast either one of these teams can move the ball once they get in the open field. You know, Chase Gibson showing a lot of speed on that one there and some nice moves.
Well, that's going to give Gibson about 22 yards, I believe, Ken Hall.
38-yard line.
Something like that.
Gibson has 5 catches for 68 yards tonight. Having a tremendous game.
2nd down and 2.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 after the penalty. But that penalty really hurt. That's going to turn out to be about a 38-yard, 6-point penalty.
Big penalty.
Some confusion across the way.
I think they'll repeat 1st down on that on the penalty. I'm not sure.
Yes, they will.
Or so they should, I believe. Everybody seems a little confused on it out there. It looks like all the officials are going to have a discussion on it. Well, they're going to give him the 1st down. They're going to call it 1st and 10. Wait a minute, maybe not. They're going to discuss it again.
Well, a long delay here as the officials are trying to sort it out, but this is a good thing because they're trying to figure out exactly what should be the call and try to make the right call and not let the young men decide the game.
Now they move the chains back. Looks like it'll be 1st and 2 yards. And we've got a timeout now for the chain gang to take a break, get some water, catch their breath. They've been up and down that sideline.
Walking on the chain gang. Well, it's going to be 1st down and 2 from the 38-yard line of Belfry, moving from left to right on your radio dial. And it appears as if the Pikeville Panthers will be in the shotgun formation once again. Look for Jared Frazier on the carry. Out of this formation, maybe Barrett Rogers. Jeremiah Akers comes in motion. And Branham drops straight back to pass. He's looking for Gibson, has him wide open, and he drops the football. Chase Gibson was absolutely wide open again, and he has flat been the go-to guy here tonight.
Pass play is incomplete.
I think Gibson was so open there that he was thinking about running with the ball before he had it under control.
Without question, you could see that his head was headed toward the end zone, and the ball was laying on the ground. So
we'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 now with 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Shame 2 more minutes wasn't off of it. 2nd quarter, 2nd down, 2:22 to go. Branham from the shotgun once again. He hands it to Rogers. Rogers across the right side, across the 35 to about the 33-yard line. So he'll have enough for the 1st down.
Rogers.
Maybe, yeah. Well, you know, he's at the 33 and he needed to get to the 36, so I believe he's there. But one never knows sometimes. 1st down for the Panthers. Drive stays alive. 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
1st and 10.
And winding down here in the 1st half. Keep in mind the Panthers will have the football to start the 2nd half. So a big series coming up here for Pikeville. They could go in with another score here just before the half and have the football to start the second half, and that would really be a momentum swing.
Now, the defense on Belfry is going to worry about getting tired in a situation like this.
Branham rolls to his left. He fires it back. He's got Akers, and it's picked off. I believe it is intercepted by Danny Steenbergen, 2 yards deep in the end zone. So just when you think you got them down, the Pirates come right back. That ball was was just underthrown. And
dramatically, yes.
Jeremiah Akers was wide open in the end zone.
And to Akers' credit, he came back and tried real hard to make the catch over top of him, but he just didn't have enough room.
Well, that football horribly underthrown by Matt Branham.
And Belfry dodges another bullet here late in the first quarter.
Good point, Charlie. How many times can they dodge a bullet? They're in this football game at 6-0. They'll have the opportunity, 154, to go 80 yards. Right from the shotgun, and he fires it incomplete. Looked like somebody ran the wrong pass pattern, or Jonathan Wright had the wrong play called because no one was in the vicinity of that football, and everybody was heading in the wrong direction.
No one even close to it.
I think he was hit by the defender just as he let go of that ball, and I'm not sure if he was just trying to get rid of it before he took the sack, I believe.
Second and 10 now from the 20-yard line. 1:51 left to go.
Wright rolls to his left, looking downfield and throws it away. As that football was intended for Derek Polly, but Polly was coming back to the football, right through it deep, and no one home.
A little miscommunication there between the receiver and the quarterback, as I think he expected him to go long, and he cut back to try to help his quarterback, and just not in sync tonight.
Well, 3rd down and 10 coming up now.
Of course, I think we saw them on the CMA Awards the other night.
Oh, God. That was pitiful, Charlie. But anyway, you're a jewel. Here comes Curtis Childress, and he is going nowhere. Nice job to wrap him up that time by number 63. That's Cecil Norman, as he did a great job getting a handful of jersey of Curtis Childress and just hauls him down.
Great tackle there by Cecil Norman.
By the way, I believe Jewel was on the CMA Awards. Yeah, I can do them too.
4th down and 12.
4th and 12 coming up.
38, Jeff Thompson.
The Pikeville defense coming up strong tonight as they've just shut the Belfry offense down completely.
Number 33, Jeremiah Akers.
Thompson stands at his own 5-yard line. Akers and Rogers back deep to receive the punt. Inside a minute left here in the first half. And Thompson booms this one in the direction of Akers. It's going to be a short punt. Falls and will be marked down at about the 43-yard line. Dangerous play in there by some of the Panthers as they're trying to hurdle the football. And, you know, a football is not made like not perfectly round. It can take some funny bounces. And that time, if it had hit number 42 for the Pikeville Panthers, you know.
The punt is down on the 43-yard line.
That's Lincoln Sowards, and Sowards hurdled that football. But could very well have been disastrous for the Panthers.
Yes, it could.
Once it touches a white jersey, it's a live football.
We're down now to 46 seconds remaining in this first half.
Branham back in there. He has 4 receivers split out. Look for Akers this time. He drops straight back. He's looking in the direction of Akers, and he fires it incomplete as Jeremiah unable to haul that one in at the 32. And a flag comes in late as we have some extracurricular activities.
Flag on the play.
Would you spell that, please?
Extracurricular?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
That'd be EXTRA. This is going to be holding against Pikeville.
Call against the Panthers.
It's going to back things up. And curricular is CIR.
Okay. Oh, great job there.
See, I told you I could do it. So from the 47-yard line of Pikeville, it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Pikeville Panthers. And, you know,
20.
Pikeville, quite honestly, guys, has not looked that sharp on offense here tonight, as they've got some people like Chase Gibson really stepping up and playing well here tonight, but unable to finish. You know, I mean, they can get some yardage, but just can't finish.
If not for the blown assignment on the one touchdown pass,
it may be nothing.
Nothing.
Gibson again across midfield. He's all the way. The ball comes loose. Barrett Rogers scoops it up. Can't get it. Derek Colley jumps on it. Belfry's football at the 32. So Chase Gibson fumbles after a gain of about 14 yards.
You know, just a heads-up play by the Belfry defense is, you know, late in the game like this, or late in the half, they're trying to knock the ball loose, and successful on that, as the ball does go back to Belfry with a chance for them to maybe take a couple of shots with some long passes and try to tie this thing up before the half.
Well, you know, if you take a look at this, the Pirates have the football, 29 seconds remaining here in the first half. Pikeville will have the football at the start of the second half, but right now it's Belfry's time to try to get something going. Jonathan Wright will be sacked. He fires the football out of that. That may be a lateral. As David Reed wisely dives on the football, I believe they're going to call that a lateral. Nonetheless, the clock's still moving inside 10 seconds, but guys, here in that Pikeville huddle at the halftime meeting, there's probably going to be some pretty hot tempers in there. Across the way, Belfry's got to feel pretty good about themselves, as the defense has been on the field for most of the first half. They find themselves down only by 6, but we are at halftime, and at the end of the first half, your score, Pikeville 6, Belfry nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds with some halftime comments. We are at halftime from Vipperman Stadium, Death Valley, as some people want to call it, at Belfry, Kentucky. And this one, fellas, has been all hyped up for weeks as people mark their calendars to watch this football game. Great crowd on hand, and they have not been disappointed. Charlie Pinson, 6-0 your score as the Pikeville Panthers come in here. They have a lead, but the offense stayed on the field a long time to only have 6.
You know, the story of this ball game today so far has been defense on both ends. You know, the only score Pikeville has was actually a blown defensive assignment. Other than that, the Belfry defense has come up big. They've given up some yardage. It's the bend, don't break defense. You know, every time they get in trouble deep in their own territory, they come up with a play to change the ball game. And Pikeville's defense has just absolutely shut Belfry down, just all but to one drive. They've shut them down completely.
Well, you know, Pikeville's defense has offensively has shot themselves in the foot. You know, you have an interception in the end zone. You turn the ball over on your opponent's 2 as you're unable to convert at that point. Just a couple of things, and you know, a fumble by Chase Gibson here to close out the half. The offense will be back on the field with the football to start the second half, and you got to wonder what kind of adjustments they'll make offensively. But for some stats, Ken Hall, not a whole lot of stats, but then again, you know, you never know when you got these two teams matched up.
Yes, you're right. A lot of action here without a lot of offense tonight. But for the Belfry Pirates tonight, quarterback Jonathan Wright has completed 5 out of 11 passes for 45 yards and 1 interception. He's carried the ball 3 times for 11 yards and been sacked once for 5 yards. Curtis Childress has carried the ball 5 times, picked up 17 yards, has 2 catches for a total of 9 yards. Derek Pauley, 1 catch of 3 yards, and Stuart Wendell, 2 catches of 33 yards. B.J. Wallace carried the ball once for a -6 yards. For the Pikeville Panthers, quarterback Matt Branham tonight, 8 out of 14 for 105 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He's carried the ball twice for 9 yards. Barrett Rogers has carried the ball 7 times tonight for the Panthers, picked up 26 yards. Jared Frazier, 2 carries for 44 yards, one of those being a 41-yard run. And Chase Gibson, a busy night tonight as he has 6 catches for 80 yards and, of course, had that fumble there near the end of the first half. Nick King, a couple of catches for 37 yards. That one 37-yard touchdown. He had another catch that netted no yards. And Matt Wall carried the ball 1 time for a pickup of 1 yard. So neither offense here looking very crisp tonight, Charlie, but I'm sure these coaches are going to really work hard here at halftime to come up with some ideas and try to get these offenses moving.
two good coaching staffs. They'll both make some adjustments at halftime. You know, hopefully we'll see another good half in the second. And, you know, defense is still going to be the name of the game because both of these teams are good defensive teams, you know, with some good quick offense. You know, I think the offense is going to be like we've seen so far. It's going to be big plays or it's going to be shut down by the defense.
Right. Should be a very interesting second half. We appreciate you being with us here on the Intermountain Sports Network, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with the start of the second half. This is your Intermountain Sports Network.
A few mistakes on the offensive end, but Belfry coming up and capitalizing on every mistake that Pike will make. So, you know, we got a 6-0 ball game, and, you know, one blown assignment, it could be nothing to nothing.
Absolutely. And Ken Hall, you know, you got these two quarterbacks out here pretty evenly matched at this point, but I'd say you got to give the nod to Matt Branham statistically, but hasn't been able to close things out for the Panthers.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't looked as crisp and sharp tonight as he has in the last couple of weeks. And
R.P. Vipperman booms this one away.
Second half goes.
Barrett Rogers will field at his own 4, looking upfield and heading that direction across the 20 to about the 22-yard line, and a good coverage downfield for the Belfry Pirates.
You know,
that's
Chris Wolford, and I'm not sure who the other one was. I got Chris Wolford made the tackle, and he had some help, and I'm not sure which one the other one was.
Well, there was a whole host, but Wolford was in there, came out of that pile excited. But from the 23-yard line, the Pikeville Panthers will start this second half.
Belfry in a familiar position on defense tonight.
Yeah, that defense, you know, as this game wears on, the defense has got to be getting tired, guys, as they really spend a lot of time in that first half out there. Branham from the shotgun. He fakes the handoff, fires to Chase Gibson in the flat. He's across the 25 and is hauled down by R.P. Vipperman, Curtis Childress, Derek Dotson, among others, and but a gain of about 3 yards on the play.
You know, Belfry defense coming up strong early so far, you know, watching this little flat passes and the runs out of the backfield. Expect Pikeville to try to change up the sets a little bit and maybe make some new different offensive plays this half.
Lone setback is Barrett Rogers. You got 4 receivers. Rogers on the carry. He's looking for room left side. Nice tackle by Derek Pauley out there. As no, it wasn't Pauley. See who that comes out of who that is that comes out of there. That's Casey LaGuire. But nice job by Casey LaGuire.
Excellent open field tackle there, you know, one-on-one, got him around the legs and didn't let him go anywhere.
Gain of about 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Ball right on the 30-yard line.
I'm sure Belfry would really love a stop right here and get their offense back on the field quickly.
Well, this defense needs a rest, if nothing else. Matt Branham from the shotgun. He drops straight back, fires it in the flat. He has his man.
Now, I believe he'll have the first down on the spot.
He'll get forward progress. That receiver out there, number 88, that is Seth Scott. So a good job out there by Scott picking up the first down. Scott, a senior. So from just short at the 34-yard line, as we approach the 10-minute mark remaining here in 3rd quarter, just underway here in the second half. And we have flags down. Someone may have lined up in the neutral zone.
I think it's going to be on Belfry.
It will be offsides against the Pirates, as someone didn't line up too close to the football. That'll move it 5 yards. Push it out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 5 coming up for the Panthers. High formation behind Branham. And he gives this time to Barrett Rogers. He's across the 40-yard line. It's going to be stopped at about the 42-yard line. Give him about 3 on the play. Going to ring up 2nd down and a couple.
On the carry, number 30, Barry Rogers.
Really a free play here for Pikeville. You know, maybe take a chance at a big play here and then come back and get the first down on the third try.
Well, they certainly have big play personnel out there in the
second down
person of a Jeremiah Akers or a Nick King or a Chase Gibson, if I can spit it out. Up under center is Branham. He hands the ball to Frazier. He's going for the first down. Nowhere to go. R.P. Bipperman. Bipperman, good job that time by Bipperman to shoot the gap. And Ken Hall, Bipperman has been a leader on this Belfry football team for the last couple of years. And as a senior this year, really stepping up his game.
Yes, he is. He's been on a lot of tackles tonight. Played really well. It's a tremendous crowd here tonight.
You know, again, one of the biggest games of the season for both teams. You know, whether it's at Pikeville or Belfry, the visiting team brings a large crowd with them, and it fills the stands wherever they go.
Well, thanks to the Kentucky State Department, it's not that big of a trip anymore between the two schools. Flags come in again. This one coming in from a back judge.
Probably a delay of game.
It will be delay a game against the Pikeville Panthers, and penalties has hounded the Panther offense tonight too.
The 5-yard penalty.
Well, no, so far in the second half, we've had we're dead even on penalties, 5 apiece. We're 5 yards apiece on 1 penalty each.
But just right now, the offense for Pikeville looks a little bit disoriented, guys. They're doing some things, and their talent is causing them to be able to make some plays, but they just don't look like they've got that confident swagger. Branham straight back, and here comes the blitz. He has Gibson over the middle. Chases across the 40. Big hit that time by Derek Polly. He'll get to about the 42-yard line, give him about 5 yards, but that's going to bring up fourth down.
You know, Pikeville trying the same thing that Belfry did in the first half in the middle screen, and basically with the same result as nobody was fooled on it, and he was hit down the field before he could get the first down.
Back to punt. For the
and Matt Walls will come on to do the punting. Walls appears to be limping just a little bit.
Back deep to receive, number 3, Curtis Childers.
And B's out there to do the punting. He stands at his own 30-yard line. Curtis Childress back deep to receive along with Derek Polly. A booming kick, and it hits as it's fielded by, I believe that ball hit a...
I think it hit a Belfry player in the heel there, and the officials just didn't see it.
Without any question, I believe that one should be Pikeville Panther football.
Down on the 32-yard
could have hit the ground just behind his heel. Really close call, but it was right on his heel there.
We've had 2 of those calls tonight, one in the first half that would have went to Belfry's favor, and this one here. So far we've been awash on the close ones.
Well, from the shotgun, the Belfry Pirates will take over at their own 32-yard line. Jonathan Wright back to pass. He finds Curtis Childress at about the 35. Tries to wiggle away, but can't get away from Chris Shoemate. He'll be wrestled down at the 36-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 6.
36.
I think you'll see Belfry go with a lot more of the short passes this half, because in the first half they tried to get bigger chunks of yardage and just short on a lot of the passes. I think he's going to try to build his confidence with a short passing game and some of the outside runs.
Well, they're only, the margin here is 6-0, so they've got plenty of time to put together a very, just a ball-controlled offensive scheme and just kind of ease down the field. That's the objective here. But Jonathan Wright, straight drop. He finds Childress again in the flat. And he may lose yardage on this one, as he will, all the way back to the 31. So he's 5 on that play. So they go forward 4 yards and back 5. Not a good thing there for the Belfry Pirates offense. Is all the way back to the 31-yard line now.
That was a lateral. He threw that behind him. So.
Neither offense looking crisp tonight in a manner that we've come to expect over the years. We expected to see a scoring machine out here on both sides of the ball, but the defense is what's come up strong so far.
Right from the shotgun, 3rd down and 11, and he pump fakes, and he's in trouble. He fires it into traffic, and it's picked off by Nick King at the 45. King still on his feet across the 40 to about the 38-yard line before being wrestled down by David Reed, but we have penalty markers down. Let's see what the call will be.
The pass by Wright is intercepted. Flag on the play.
We have an illegal block, a clipping penalty against the Pikeville Panthers.
After the interception, so the Panthers will have possession.
You know, in a game that we thought, early that it might be the team that had the ball last that could win because of the offensive weapons on both teams, it's going to be the defense that's going to win this ball game. It's whoever can keep the other one from scoring. And so far, it's the Pikeville Panthers as they have the 6-0 lead.
Well, defensively, if you're both coaches, you got to be ecstatic. But you got to really spend a lot of time on offense this coming week to prepare for next week's games, because neither one of these two football coaches are going to be satisfied with their team's performance, even if they pick it up from this way on out. They've put a half in the books that really has not been very well played at all. Branham straight drop back. He's looking downfield. He has Gibson. He beats his man. Over the shoulder catch all the way inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. A huge gain. And again, pass a little bit underthrown, or that's 6.
Chase Gibson just turned on the speed and took off down the sideline. It was, I'm going to throw it up. You run under it and catch it. And if he hadn't had to slow down to catch it, you're right, it would have been 6 because he had his man beat and beat by a couple of steps.
Well, a 50-yard pass reception by Chase Gibson, and Ken Hall, he's the man of the hour for Pikeville without any question.
He
Chase
certainly
Gibson
is. Gibson has 9 catches tonight for 139 yards.
So from the 11-yard line, here's Barrett Rogers up the middle. He's across the 10 to about the 7-yard line.
Ball carrier, number 30, Barrett Rogers.
Pikeville now getting down inside the red zone. They're going to try to power it in, hope to keep control of the football, eat the clock up, and put 6 points on the board.
Well, we're inside 5.5 minutes remaining here, third quarter, as another big time-consuming drive by the Panthers. They're really eating the clock up tonight on these drives.
Second and 7.
And they give again. It's to Rogers. He's trying to cut the corner. Curtis Childress cuts him off, gets a handful of jersey, but not until he crosses the 5.
The ball carrier.
He's going to be down around the
Barrett Rogers.
Like he's down to the 2-yard line.
2-yard line. That's going to bring up third down. Pikeville can pick up a first down just around the 1-yard line. So
one from the 2-yard line.
They can pick up the first down, and that, at this point, Charlie, that's probably your objective. Try to at least get the first down. You got 2 shots to get a yard.
Pikeville's going to, I look for them to either run the ball strong up the middle or try to use their speed and get out to the wide side over to on our side of the field.
And the give, it's a touchdown, and that's Jared Frazier on a 2-yard touchdown plunge over the right side.
Number 35, Jared Frazier.
So the Pikeville Panthers on top now, 12-0.
Credit that touchdown to the offensive line as they opened up a hole, and all Frazier had to do was just rumble into the end zone. He wasn't really touched until he was already across the goal line.
Well, let's see if the Panthers will line up. They will line up for 2, as the conversion failed on the first touchdown, as they will be going 4-2 here. Frazier, the lone setback. Jeremiah Akers in motion. The fake, the handoff from Branham to Frazier, and he is hit as he throws the football, and it's incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
Incomplete.
It's going to be a face mask penalty against the Pikeville Panthers, I believe. So the conversion fails. 5:03 remaining third quarter. Your score now, Pikeville 12, Belfry nothing. We'll be right back. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. 5:03 remaining in the third quarter. And Jeremiah Akers set to do the kicking. And Derek Polly, Curtis Childress, and Jonah Cottle. This one's coming to Childress at about his own 14. Straight up the middle of the field. He's across the 30-yard line. Good return by Childress. And, just looking out there and seeing number 5 waiting that kickoff back there deep, Ken Hall. Jonah Cottle is a name we've not called tonight. He's not touched the football.
Right. I don't think Jonah's been in there very much tonight, and he's a freshman. Soon to be sensation here at Belfry High School. He is just a tremendous athlete, has tremendous speed, and it's going to be some kind of running back for this school.
So from the 33-yard line, the Belfry Pirates will go on offense. Hand off this time, David Reed. Big hole across the 40 to 45, all the way down to the 47. So about a 14-yard gain, and that was a wide open hole that time for David Reed, Charlie Pinson.
Oh, you know, the offensive line opened up a big hole, and he just explodes through it, and really not touched until he gets into the defensive secondary.
Nice gain on the play. Check that.
Yeah, well, you know, anyway, 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and the time is counting down. Jonathan Wright back to pass. He has LaGuire across midfield and into Panther territory at about the 48-yard line. Gain of about 5 more. So Casey LaGuire doing a good job. We saw the last time we were over here at Death Valley Ken Hall, Casey LaGuire was the quarterback as Jonathan Wright was on the sidelines with a hamstring injury.
Yes, he was, and you know, he showed he had a good arm that night. But of course, they were going up against the Lawrence County Bulldogs, who is an absolute powerhouse.
Who, quite frankly, could probably beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
That's not saying a whole lot.
That's not saying a whole lot.
And Pikeville showing blitz. The handoff is to Reed, and he'll maybe pick up a yard before Isaac Ratliff slams him to the ground.
The handoff.
Pikeville anticipating the count very well there as they're coming across the line of scrimmage just as the ball is snapped. You know, that kind of a blitz is hard to gain any yards against.
We're looking at a 3rd and 4 now with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
And time against the Belfry Pirates at this point as they need to put 12 points up. You know, and once Pikeville gets the ball, they've been eating up a lot of clock.
Again from the shotgun is Wright. 4 receivers split out. He has Reed in the backfield with him. He's looking left side, fires it to no one in particular. Deep out of bounds, and maybe intended for LaGuire. I'm not sure, but that was horribly thrown pass. That'll stop the clock. 4th down and 4 coming up.
Looks like Belfry's going to go for it here as the offensive unit is staying on the field and trying to get the crowd excited to back them on the 4th down drive.
Well, time is not on the side of the Belfry Pirates. As you know, at 3:08 remaining here, third quarter, the way Pikeville handles the football, they keep it a long time, and Belfry needs to score. So, to Curtis Childers, and absolutely leveled by Chase Gibson was Curtis Childers, but not until he appears to be close to the first down. Let's see if they give it to him here.
Yes, he has the first down. That was a tremendous job hanging on to that ball. How he hung on to that ball with the hit that he took is just amazing.
Give the young man a lot of credit as he just pops back up off the ground with a lot of excitement after taking a hit like that, and give Chase Gibson a lot of credit. He did everything he could to break the pass up with that tremendous blow.
Well, Chase Gibson has come across the mountain ready to play football tonight. Make no mistake about it. He's been the star on offense, and defensively, that's the play of the night. Right from the shotgun, he gives it to Reed. He's got all kinds of room across the 35-yard line to about the 34. So the Belfry Pirates with a little bit of spirit in their step now. Moving the football. Ken Hall, this is as good as we've seen Belfry's offense look this season.
Yes, it is. As that offensive line just really opening up some holes there for Reed on a couple of carries.
33-yard line.
I think they caught Pikeville in a stunt there on the opposite side of the field and took advantage of it with the quick hit.
Well, right now, you know, the Belfry Pirates are showing a lot of confidence on offense all of a sudden. They're kind of like as if they're believing in themselves. The crowd's behind them. They're moving the football in Pikeville territory. Right back to pass. He fires it out in the flat. He has Childress across the 25 to about the 23-yard line, and first down for Belfry.
To number 3, Curtis Childress.
So that's going to be a gain of about 11 yards to the 22.
First down.
you know, excellent play by Belfry there, as you know, trying to just take the short passes and move the ball down the field in a steady fashion instead of trying to pick up big yardage at one time.
Well, this it's working for them at this point as they're moving the football. And the give is to, that may be Jonah Cottle's first time. It is. And he goes nowhere with it. Good job defensively in there by Cecil Norman once again.
Jonah Cottle.
You know,
hit that time by Norman to slow down Jonah Cottle.
Cottle's first carry, not very productive tonight, but, you know, give him the ball 2 or 3 times, and, you know, you never know where he's going to go with that kind of speed.
Now that young man can flat move. He is the younger brother of a Belfry sensation, Micah Cottle, from a few years ago. Right from the shotgun again. He's straight back to pass. He has Pauly wide open across the 20-yard line to about the 17, I believe.
The pass is complete from right to number 2, Derek Pauly.
Nice tackle by Barrett Rogers. He just says as soon as he grabs the ball, he takes him out of bounds.
Good job. That'll stop the clock with 1:10 remaining third quarter. Belfry still moving the football. It is at the 17-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down and a long for almost 5 yards. As these Belfry fans are starting to get vocal.
This is the first big threat by the Belfry offense.
First real thing the Belfry fans have had to cheer about tonight. Stuart Wendell, and he is leveled, but I don't know if he held onto that football.
No, they're going to call it an incomplete pass, Danny. As soon as he was hit, he drops the ball.
Well, this is going to bring up a big fourth down. Ken?
Lincoln Sowards on the big hit.
Well, now the Pirate fans are cheering their offense on. The Panther fans are cheering for the defense, and this place is really rocking. 1:06 remains in the third quarter. Biggest play of the night coming up here for the Pirates.
You know, this is the game we've looked forward to, and just for this reason, because we wanted to see some exciting football, and we're getting that tonight.
Fourth down and 4. Jonathan Wright's going to try to pull the Panthers across the line of scrimmage. Cannot. He takes the snap, and he is in trouble. He will be brought down at the 19-yard line, and the Panthers will take over on downs. Chris Shoemate in there again to wrestle down Jonathan Wright. Loss of 2 on the play. And a huge defensive stand by the Pikeville Panthers as they had looked a little bit porous, giving up a lot of yardage, and all at once stiffened when they had to, and they take over on downs and dodge a big bullet as Belfry was on the verge of flat getting back into this game big time.
You know, if Belfry had scored there, you know, then it's a whole different ball game then.
Exactly 1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
High formation behind Matt Branham. He turns, hands the ball off. Barrett Rogers. Play gets him across the 20-yard line, but not much more, and a flag comes in late.
A lot of penalties in the game tonight, both ways. I think the officials know that this is a big heated rivalry, and they want to keep control of this game as best they can.
Well, they're calling it close. This is going to be holding against the Pikeville Panthers. That'll back it up 10 yards.
Against the Panthers.
Rogers was able to gain 2 yards on the play. Jeff Thompson, the punter for the Belfry Pirates, across the way, being helped to the sideline as he tried to go off under his own power. Needed a little bit of help, so maybe having a cramp, or I'm not sure. Maybe another problem.
Not sure what it was.
Nonetheless, he is across the way, being attended to. But if Belfry gets into position where they need to punt, I'm not sure. I believe Jonathan Wright's a reserve punter on this team.
Be an interesting situation to have your big quarterback back in a punting situation. Good chance for the fake.
Second down and 18 now.
Matt Branham from the shotgun looks downfield. Nick King wide open. He fires him, hits him across the 20 to the 23. He's wrestled down by Casey LaGuire, but King, a great job that time getting open.
The pass play is complete.
That'll get a chunky yardage back.
Number 25, Nick King.
You know, King has done a good job here tonight. He has the 1 touchdown and a couple of other catches, and most of them, he's not had a lot of plays, but they've been key plays when he's made them.
Well, that's going to be the last play of the third quarter, and at the end of 3, your score, Pikeville 12, Belfry nothing. We'll be right back. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. Back here with you, we've got 3 in the books. Danny Van Hoos, Ken Hall, Charlie Pinson, Brian Lee with you with all the action. 3 quarters in the books. Pikeville on top 12-0, and Ken Hall, What can you say about what a job Chase Gibson has done here tonight on both sides of the football?
Tremendous game for Gibson on the offensive side. 9 receptions for 139 yards. And when he does catch the ball, he's been really tough to bring down. And like you said, on defense, he's laid some big hits on these Belfry Pirates.
Amazing stat of the night, Jeremiah Akers, Charlie Pinson, has not received one pass this evening. So he may be on the verge. It's probably been a long time since Jeremiah Akers hasn't caught at least one in a game.
You know, that's a tough matchup for Jeremiah Akers with Curtis Childress. You know, he depends a lot on his speed, and Curtis Childress is just as quick as he is.
Matching him step for step. Branham back to pass again. All kinds of time. He throws it for Gibson, but too high in and out of his hands as that ball was a little bit high. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. And Pikeville will be forced to punt. So Belfry's going to get the football back here in pretty good shape as Pikeville is going to be, right now the ball is resting at their own 23-yard line.
One young man I'd like to mention on the defensive side of the ball for Pikeville, Cecil Norman, only a sophomore. He's been in on a lot of plays tonight. Done an excellent job.
Guys, they're going for it here from their own 23 as Matt Branham.
It's mommy ball.
Pass. It's actually 3rd down. The scoreboard said 4th. As Gibson has it across the 35, the 40, 45, all the way to the 49-yard line. Scoreboard, folks, was saying 4th down, but it was only 3rd. Banders nod as it's a 26-yard reception for Chase Gibson once again.
You know, again, Chase Gibson coming up big, catching the ball, and once he gets the ball, he still picks up another 10, 15 yards of his own running, and like we said all night, he doesn't avoid the contact. He just goes right at him with his head down, trying to pick up as much yardage as he can on every play.
Well, this may be one of Gibson's biggest games of his high school career, as the junior from Pikeville has really done a great job here.
Matt Branham has really fired the ball in this second half. He's came out and looked a lot sharper.
He hands the ball off from the shotgun to Barrett Rogers. He's across midfield, the 45, the 40, inside the 40-yard line to about the 38-yard line. So 12 yards on the play for Barrett Rogers, and Pikeville's moving the football with authority.
The Pikeville Panther team, they feel like they've got this one. They're ready to put it away, and they're showing it. They're trying to take the ball down the field and put this another touchdown on. They think one more will just about seal the win.
One more would certainly put this game. It would take a huge undertaking by the Pirates to come back if they can get one more. Jeremiah Akers will not be shut out. This is his first reception. Flags are down. He's across the 25 to about the 23-yard line.
That's either going to be a hold or an illegal block on Pikeville, as that was the only thing it could have been over there.
Well, definitely a dejected coaching staff. So on the Pikeville sideline, so that one is coming back. So White, just as Jeremiah Akers got his first pass reception, he loses it that quick.
Well, he'll still get credit for the reception. He just won't have any yardage with it.
It's kind of like having your cake and no icing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
For ice cream and no cake, you know.
I heard that. This is an illegal block against the Pikeville Panthers. That's about the 4th clipping call against the Panthers tonight. So certainly something they need to work on before another week.
You know, they're running that West Coast offense like the University of Kentucky and Brigham Young. And anytime you run that with those backs, you got 2 receivers over there outside. And receivers are notorious for holding and clipping calls because they don't do a lot of blocking.
The penalty brings up a
well, they've had to do a lot of blocking tonight. Unfortunately, they've blocked them all in the back. Branham hands the ball off. This is a fake reverse to Chase Gibson. He's got all kinds of daylight. Gets yardage back all the way to the 40-yard line.
I believe Chase Gibson was just there a while ago.
Chris Walford hauls him in at that point for the Pirates, but Gibson he's done it all tonight, Ken.
Boy, he has. 12 yards on that run, and he has 166 yards receiving on 10 catches. Tremendous night for Chase Gibson.
And that's the thing we talked about with this Pikeville. They've got so many offensive weapons that you can't just key on one player.
Keep in mind, Nick King scored the first touchdown, so you know, you shut down Jeremiah Akers, guess what? The rest of them will kill you. Branham rolls to his right. He's in trouble. He fires it, and it's almost picked off. Horrible pass by Matt Branham. As that one was almost picked off by Curtis Childress.
Well, you know, give credit to that to Scott Thacker as he chased him all the way to the sidelines, and trying to throw off the run with a big lineman breathing down your neck is a hard thing to do.
Hard play.
Fortunately for Branham, he threw it toward the ground so that it couldn't be intercepted. But the closest player to it was Curtis Childress.
3rd down and 12.
So 3rd and 12 coming up from the 40-yard line. The penalty really hurt the Panthers on this one. And back to pass is Branham. He fires it across the middle. Gibson again across the 30, 25, 20. Still on his feet to the 16-yard line. So 24 more yards for Chase Gibson, and he is the man of the hour tonight.
No flags on the play, which is unusual for a big gain in this second half.
That's what we've seen. Most of them have been nullified. Not this time. As down the field they go.
17-yard line, 1st and 10.
Now I think they're going to have to pull out the oxygen for Chase Gibson because he's run up and down this field all night long.
Well, the weather's cooling off. You don't see the players cramping up like you did at the early part of the season. In a little more football weather and football shape really setting in. And Chase Gibson looks like he's going to be a formidable player for a long time here for these Panthers. Branham fires it. That's almost. Curtis Childress had 6.
Curtis Childress is kicking himself right now because he had the goal line in his eyes. You can see him jumping up and down. He's still upset.
Well, without any question, he had 6 because if he was hauling that one in, he already had 2 yards. And you give him 2 yards, nobody on that team's going to catch him.
Curtis Childress.
Nobody in East Kentucky is going to catch him when he gets out 2 yards in front of you.
So Matt Branham, a very dangerous pass there. Incomplete, though. 2nd down and 10. Panthers still with the ball.
What a turnaround that would have been.
Well, you could just about write that one down, though, guys. That would have, if that wasn't 6, he would have been a long way down the field because he had a step on the players and had really read that one well. Branham again back to pass. He's looking for King. He has him across the 10 to about the 9-yard line.
Last play goes to number
be close
25.
to a 1st down, but I believe he's going to be just a little short.
Going to be just a little bit short of the 1st down. Pickup of about 9 on the play.
The 8-yard line.
On that play a while ago, the only thing going to stop Curtis Childress is Curtis Childress if he'd have caught that football.
Well, you know, that's probably the toughest ones to catch is when you're that wide open. And you know that you've got that much real estate between you and pay dirt and a real good chance you're going to be able to cover all that. As he was trying to run for the touchdown before he caught the ball, and Branham keeps it himself. He's across the 5 and in for the score. 9-yard touchdown run over the right side by Matt Branham, and the Panthers have broken this one open 18-0. 8:44 remaining in the game.
You know, 18
may
to
just
nothing.
do it.
That may be the one that broke the back of the Belfry Pirates. But this still been a good football game. You know.
Yes, it has. You got to give this Belfry defense a lot of credit as they've been on this field most of the night, and they played really tough.
You know, I think Coach Haywood is going to be very disappointed in his offense, even though, they've not moved the ball, but they've not eaten up any clock either, and he's not giving his defense a chance to rest.
Well, when you make mistakes, on offense, you cost your defense more than just the score. And the 2-point conversion to Chase Gibson. How fitting to Gibson. That'll help cap off a fantastic night. But 8:44 remaining in the game. Pike on top now, 20-0. We'll be right back. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. Well, offense has put up 20 points on the board. Belfry's offense has been unable to score, but I think defense on both sides of the ball has been the story of the night.
These Panthers have really had to work for all of these 20 points.
Jeremiah Akers on to do the kicking.
Back deep will be number 3, Curtis Childress. Number 2, Derek Pauly.
And Akers booms this one away in the direction of David Reed. He'll field it about his own 24. Hit straight up the middle of the field, cut it to the left side. He's across the 40-yard line to about the 41. So an excellent return by David Reed. Has the Pirates in business here after the kickoff, but find themselves in a big hole, down 20-0.
You know, the crowd's starting to thin out, people heading for the exits. I think a lot of them feel like this one is over, as, you know, Belfry has been ineffective on offense. And Pikeville, once they get the ball back, with just 8:36 on the clock, if Pikeville gets the ball back one more time, they're going to try to eat the rest of that clock up.
Jonathan Wright from the shotgun, back to pass. He has Derek Pauley wide open. If he can get it to him, Pauley has to come back to the ball, as the ball is received at about the 49-yard line, the gain of about 7. But Pauley was all the way past the 45 of Pikeville and had to come back to that football, Charlie Pinson, as Wright was unable to find him in time.
You know, I don't know if Wright is completely recovered from the injury, because he's thrown a lot of short balls here tonight and a lot of decisions that he's not made. You know, I don't know if it's a physical thing or maybe it's just a little gun-shy still.
Playing a little timid. Right now the handoff is to David Reed. He's across the 50-yard line. And that'll be enough for a first down.
David Reed, the ball carrier.
Be out to the Panther 48-yard line.
48-yard line of the Panthers.
You know, Belfry really has to look. They have to strike fast here, and with the onside kick, try to get the ball back. Or else, you know, Pikeville is just going to take it and run the clock down on them.
Again, the shotgun formation, 1st and 10. Receiver split out, fakes the handoff to Childress, does right. He rolls out, hit as he releases the football, and it's picked off by Chase Gibson. And it backed away, other way he goes, and he may go all the way. All kinds of flags down, but Chase Gibson is going to score. 57 yards. But flags all over the football field, and they're going to call it against Pikeville, and that'll all come back.
Don't know if is it going to be a blocking penalty or a pass interference, because he was hit, the receiver was hit just as the ball got there, so let's see what they're going to call.
Well, there is 4 flags on the field. Boos coming from both the Belfry side and the Pikeville side, so let's let the officials sort it out. But what else can Chase Gibson do? They need to put him in at quarterback. The only thing he hasn't done tonight is throw the football.
Right. Having a tremendous night is Chase Gibson.
We have interference.
For about the 5th or 6th time tonight, we have an illegal block by the Pikeville Panthers. And that'll all go for naught. Let's see if that was after the, I believe it will be after the pickoff.
There's so many flags on the field that the officials are trying to sort out which ones are theirs.
Yeah. It's like a United Nations meeting.
We have pass interference against, and Belfry will keep the football. We're keeping...
Well, it was pass interference, and there was clipping on the return, which was declined.
So Belfry will keep the football, and Chris McNamee wants to understand how that all developed. But
clipping penalty was declined by the Pirates.
Well,
clipping penalty was after the fact, so the interference penalty will push the ball all the way to the 33-yard line. So
1st and 10.
What looked like 6 for Pikeville was going to have Belfry with the football at the Pikeville 33-yard line. So
I think what's going to happen is the ball was thrown, the receiver was hit just before he touched the ball, and when it bounced off of him, and that's when Chase Gibson was able to pick it up and return it. And they're going to say that the pass interference happened just before the interception.
The ball was deflected into the hands of Chase Gibson. He ran it back about 57 yards for an apparent touchdown, but all of that for naught. Then Jonathan Wright finds Stuart Wendell, and he is leveled out there by Jeremiah Akers. As Akers says, and a little extracurricular activity out there, and a flag comes in, and that's going to be against Stuart Wendell, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely, because he just reached out and grabbed Akers by the leg as he walked by.
That's going to be an unsportsmanlike, and Philip Haywood is not going to like that one.
Now those are just silly mistakes, but it's an emotion-filled game, and the kids have got to learn to control those emotions, though.
Well, your team's down 20-0. You got 7:13 remaining. You just picked up about 4 yards, but you cost yourself 15, and those are not the types of plays you want to see happen. That's going to push things all the way back for the Belfry Pirates to the 45-yard line. And after a 3-yard gain, a 15-yard penalty really makes things tough. Hand off to David Reed. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, bounces away, and will pick up about 5 yards.
Akers, Jeremiah Akers on the tackle.
You know, Akers coming up big on the defensive end, even though he's not had a lot of the offensive numbers tonight.
Well, he's, tell you what, it's been the Chase Gibson show over here tonight, as that young man has flat put on a show. He has an interception.
3rd down and 18 from the 40-yard line.
200 yards.
He's got 189 yards receiving and 12 yards running, so he's at 201 total yards.
Right, straight drop back to pass. He finds his man across the middle. It's Childress. He has all kinds of daylight. He may go. Curtis Childress is gone. 40 yards, no flags are down, and it's 6-13. Belfry breaks on the board, and the flag comes in late in the end zone.
Number 3, the ball carrier, Curtis Childress.
You know, I understand that they want to keep it under trouble. I mean, these kids are excited. They got to be able to celebrate just a little bit. As long as it's not something in a taunting nature, I think they're going to have to let them do some of that.
We have a touchdown and unsportsmanlike conduct against Pikeville. No, check that, against Belfry. Against Belfry.
About to make me look really stupid there, wouldn't you, Danny?
I just want to see the reaction on your face. 6 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Belfry has broken onto the scoreboard. It's 20-6 now. This game not over. A lot of time left on this clock. But that's going to push the ball back for the conversion to the 18-yard line.
Sportsmanlike conduct call against the Pirates.
You know, just as we were talking about Childers' explosive speed, he shows it on that play. Because once he got in the open field, they couldn't close on him fast enough.
Yeah, well, he's been held down a lot tonight, but Ken Hall really broke it open that time.
Oh, he did. He got in the open field in a hurry, too, as he just shot through there past everybody. But, you know, I agree with you, Charlie. I think they're a little too strict. This is an emotional game. You have to play with a lot of emotion in a physical game like this, and they need to let these kids enjoy themselves a little bit.
Jonathan Wright back to pass for the 2-point conversion. He's going for Pauly in the corner. He has it. The conversion is good. So it's 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game. Pikeville's lead has been cut to 12. They're on top 20-8. We'll be right back. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. In the game, Danny Van Hoos, Ken Hall, Charlie Pinson, and Brian Lee. Charlie Pinson, that may have been the offense for Belfry we was looking for, and it's showed up with about 6 minutes left in the game.
You know, just like we were talking at the time out there, you know, it's a different Belfry offense on the field here. A lot of confidence, moving the ball well, the explosive speed of Childress, and the passing game that we've been expecting on the extra point try has beautiful pass, nice touch pass right in the corner of the end zone.
Excellent pass from Jonathan Wright as Derek Pauly just ran to the corner and waited on the ball to come to him. Ken Hall, what do you do here if you're Philip Haywood? You onside kick now, or you boom it away? You got 6 minutes. You need 2 scores. What do you think?
I think with needing 2 scores, you have to do the onside kick.
That's why you get the big money, as they are heading that way. And Curtis Childress is set to kick this one away. R.P. Vipperman. And he kicks it out of bounds. Poor attempt, and flags come in. That's just because the kickoff went out of bounds, but not what you wanted there at that point, but an effort anyway.
You know, Pikeville will take over around the Belfry 48-yard line.
Has a critter come in here on us. I don't know what that was. It looked like a helicopter. Pikeville will be at the 48-yard line of Belfry, so excellent field position. But now it's time for the Belfry defense. You know, they've been out there a lot. They've done a good job. They've given up 20 points, but, you know, with the amount of time they've spent and as potent as this Panther offense is, that's not a bad job tonight. If they could step it up one more time and put the ball back in their offensive hands, you know, you may have a game here. Somebody wanting them to hold something. But a handoff to Barrett Rogers, and he's going to be great second effort there to give himself a couple of yards as he was stopped as a loss. But Scotty Bell had him around the legs, and Rogers just forged ahead for a couple. But, you know, ball control offense, trying to burn some clock. And with that, you know, if they run the ball 3 times, it's a good possibility Pikeville may have to punt, and you know, that'll give the Belfry the ball back. And Jonathan Wright certainly has a great arm, so they, you know, they're just one big play away from really being in this game.
Well, you know, with the speed that Belfry has, even on the punt, you know, Curtis Childress gets the ball, it could be 6.
Matt Branham back deep to pass. He has Jeremiah Akers breaking wide open down the sideline. Over the shoulder, he's gone. 46 yards, and it's touchdown. And flags come in, and that's going to be unsportsmanlike, I think, against Akers. And I do not understand that, because simply all he did was run through, and now he's pulled up lame. He may have pulled a muscle as he went down that sideline.
Pass goes to number 33, Jeremiah Akers.
You know, just as we talked about Akers not doing a whole lot on the offensive end, boom, big touchdown. Out down the sideline, same play that Chase Gibson did a while ago, just outrun your defensive counterpart down the corner. Who, I don't think that was Curtis Childress on him that time.
No, and when he hit that sideline, he was gone. Credit Matt Branham for looking down that sideline and recognizing that, and he laid that one right where it needed to be thrown.
Just right out in his reach.
That's the best ball he's thrown all night tonight, and that certainly changes the complexion of the things, but unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is going to be against the Panthers.
I don't believe we've had an extra point attempt from the 3-yard line all night.
I don't think we have either, and this one pushes it all the way back to the 18-yard line, and Pikeville on top 26-8 now. Ken, how many yards is Branham? Has to be getting close to 300 yards now.
He has 288 yards.
He has really done an excellent job here tonight, quarterbacking this Pikeville Panther team. They'll go for 2 from the 18. Branham pump fakes, fires it toward the end zone, and Gibson it goes through his hands. He had that one, but flags are down.
That's going to be pass interference on Belfry on that one. He was bumped just as he crossed the goal line after the ball was in the air, and you know, they have to call those kind.
And the Pirates 8.
The penalty marker is down. It's pass interference against Belfry, and they'll try it one more time.
Just as we think Belfry's about to get in the game, Pikeville comes up with the big score, and that one just about puts it out of reach with 5 minutes and 22 seconds to go. You know, you've got to score quick and get the ball back and score again.
Yeah, with that touchdown, a lot of fans leaving now. Come back here, Charlie. Come back. We got to finish the game.
At least unhook your headset. Well, after the penalty has been assessed for pass interference, the ball is resting at about the 9-yard line.
We're getting closer to that 3-yard line where we're supposed to do these from.
Matt Branham, a little bit better position on the field. He has 3 receivers split left from the 9-yard line. Branham straight drop. Coming hard is the Panther defense, or the Belfry defense, and we have another penalty marker down. So we may move it to the 4.5-yard line this time.
I'm glad you did.
Chase Gibson definitely pushed off before the ball arrived. As he pushed Childress, I don't know if maybe Childress reacted and got caught with the penalty.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're not keeping penalty yardage, Ken, because you didn't bring enough paper.
Yeah, I didn't have enough ink.
This one is against the Panthers, so the conversion will fail. 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the game. Pirates down now by 18 as the score is 26-8. It's been one of those nights, guys.
It's the full moon.
Is that what it is?
Full moon up there.
Okay. It is awful pretty, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Ken Hall, it has been a tremendous night for Matt Branham, as that young man is flat put on the show here offensively. Didn't really look that sharp in the first half, but he's come out and played really well here in the second half.
He's been tremendous, as he's just really been sharp on those passes, really throwing the ball well, and had that big 9-yard touchdown run, and just played a tremendous second half. And of course, Chase Gibson, what a night he's had. 11 receptions, 189 yards, scored a 2-point conversion on a catch, carried the ball once for 12 yards. And Jeremiah Akers been relatively quiet all night offensively, and came up with that big 46-yard touchdown catch there to put this game away.
He is in there set to do the kicking.
Kicking off, number 33, Jeremiah Akers.
And just when you think, Charlie Pinson, that Jeremiah Akers is shut down for the evening, He sprints down that sideline for 46 yards, and the stats look pretty good again, and gives his team 6. David Reed fields at his own 25. He'll get across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Belfry will go on the offensive one more time. 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in this football game. Got to have some big play ability, and certainly Belfry has that offensively, but got to see Jonathan Wright really air it out at this point, Ken. I think he's got to look down the sideline for a Childress or somebody like that.
Right, they've got to just rear back and throw it here. Time's running out, 5:18 to go, trailing 26-8.
Charlie, maybe a fly pattern down the sideline to Derek Pauley, Curtis Childress, Jonah Cottle, somebody with some speed. They need 6 in a hurry if they have any chance at this football game.
Yeah, I think you're going to try to get the ball in Childress's hands because of his explosiveness.
Right back to pass. He has Pauley over the middle, but didn't see him. Threw the ball to one of the upbacks, Brandon Staten. And Staten unable to haul it in. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Staten was open there, but Derek Pauley was a little deeper and looked like he was open.
At this point, they've got to look for the deep. You know, like you say, they've got to have the quick score. They got to get the ball down the field. You know, you want to throw for you want the 20 and 30-yard completions, and you want to get it to somebody like Childress who can make the move after he gets the ball and take the chance to score quick. 2
receivers split to each side.
Wright rolls to his left, fires the ball over middle. Again, intended for Staten. That ball was tipped and almost intercepted as Matt Walls was closing on it.
Incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
So 3rd and 10 now.
And you see the Pikeville's back in the prevent defense. They know that Belfry has to throw the ball, and they've got 5 receivers back and trying their best to make sure that they can't get the 10 yards. They'll give them the short passes and try to come up and make the tackles.
A lot of speed, a lot of talent in that Belfry backfield. You know, you'd like to see a kid like Curtis Childress really get his hands on the football. He's not had that many touches tonight, and when he has, he's tried to make the most of them. Right, looking downfield, he has Pauley, and the ball's almost picked off again by Barrett Rogers. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Well, you know, when you're down this much, you've really got to go for it. And you know, I'm sure that they're going to do that, and they're going to try to just get the 10 yards for the 1st down and keep the drive alive. Sounds like one of those state police, you know, slogans, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Philip Haywood is sending his punting unit on in the person of Jeff Thompson. They will kick the ball away with 5:02 remaining.
Maybe.
Unless Hal Mummy made a phone call.
Jonah Cottle now runs on the field.
As evidently he was supposed to be in there all along.
Belfry's going to take a timeout and talk about it. I think we may see the offensive unit come back on after this, after they think about it with the timeout.
With this breaking the action, you know, let's talk about what we've got coming up. Next Thursday night, Ken Hall, we'll be in Paintsville for the Apple Bowl. You and I will be down there, I believe, doing the Paintsville Johnson Central 37th Annual Apple Festival next weekend.
Yes, we will. That should be an interesting matchup, as we were there last year. Had a really good ball game, and both those teams doing well this season.
But lots of football action and sports action coming your way on the Intermountain Sports Network. Charlie Pinson, good to have Charlie with us, traveling around with us and hanging out this season.
Yes, it is. We've got this Belfry team has a big district matchup next week at Pike Central, and the Intermountain Sports Network will be there to cover that game. And, we'd like for you to join us for that one. That should be a great matchup there. Pike Central really looks strong this year and doing real well. And should be a really good football game at Pike Central.
Back to punt, number 38, Jeff Thompson.
Thompson is in to punt. He stands at his own 20. He will kick it away and in the direction of Barrett Rogers, and it hits a Pikeville Panther in the back and hit Lincoln Sowards, but it goes out of bounds. Pikeville will retain possession, but that time Sowards could not get out of the way. It looked to me as if that ball came down and hit him. I want to believe that it did.
Well, nobody's going to prove us wrong because it went out of bounds, so we'll stay with it this time.
But at the 40-yard line, the Panthers will go on the offensive attack. First unit still in there as Matt Branham hustles into the into the huddle.
Well, you know, Coach McNamee knows that this Belfry offense is explosive. You know, they can get the ball back and score quickly. He wants to try to put it away. One more score, he knows, will put this one in the books.
The handoff is to Barrett Rogers. And he's going to be across the 45, still on his feet. Great effort by Rogers before being hauled down by Derek Pauley and Jonah Cottle. But give him about 9 yards on the play, as he's going to be just short of the first down. So an excellent play there for
the gain is to
Rogers.
The 50-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
Look for Pikeville to keep the ball on the ground here and try to eat up as much of this clock as they can and try to put this one away as early.
High formation behind Branham. Look for Frazier to get the carry. He does, and he's leveled as for the Pirates. That was Derek Dotson who just hammers Frazier. Read that one well. Everybody in the house knew it was probably going to be Frazier.
Tackle on the play by number 58.
And he's going to lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1, or 3rd down and 2.
But the main thing the Pikeville coaches are looking at is that the clock is still running. You know, that's the main thing that they're looking at right now. Because, you know, they know that this game, as long as they got the football, this ball game is in their hands. It's theirs to lose because they pretty well got it in the books. If they can hold on to the football for another 2 or 3 minutes, then it's all over with. As they'll line up with the I formation again.
And we'll flag down.
Probably a delay of game.
Pikeville trying to eat the clock up any way they can and maybe just held on the ball a little too long that time. So that'll bring up
game call against Pikeville.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. I'll bring a 3rd down and 6 because they lost a yard on that one. So, you know, and that stops the clock. More importantly for Belfry, so the clock won't start until the snap. So, Pikeville kind of hurting herself with the delay of game penalty at this point.
3:25 remains in this game. Pikeville on top 26-8. Game well in hand for the Panthers. With a big 3rd down and 6 coming up here. The pitch is to Barrett Rogers. He's looking for room over the right side. He's across the 45 to close to midfield. He's going to be just short of the first down, so that's going to bring up 4th and short. And if you're Chris McNamee, do you keep the football? I think you do.
Well, it looks like he's going to because the offensive unit is staying on the field. They're going to try to pick up the first down because you pick up this first down, you got 3 times 25 is 75. That's 1 minute and 15 seconds. That pretty well puts this one in the books.
We have another mathematician on hand here.
That's how he figures up those insurance quotes so fast on 2nd Street in downtown Pikeville.
That's right.
Charlie Pinson Insurance Agency. The I formation again behind Matt Branham. Akers in motion and all kinds of movement. I believe the Pikeville Panthers moved.
Well, the center snapped the ball. No one on the line moving. The center snapped the ball early.
Flag on the play.
So that'll be 5 yards for, against Pikeville. So that'll bring up 4th and 5, and looks like they'll punt the ball away at this point.
That'll change things up a little bit. So the punting unit will come on.
Procedure.
4th down and 6 for the Pikeville Panthers.
Against the Panthers.
So again, Curtis Childer is back. Maybe we can see him I would like to see him punt one just to see how quick he can move.
Matt Walls with some sort of foot injury because he's not out there. Don Paul Branham stands at his own 31-yard line, set to do the punting for the Panthers. Branham takes the ball, and left-footed kicker, poor kick, but fielded by Jonah Cottle at his own 39. Cottle looking to get to the outside. He is on the outside, and down the sideline he goes. Don Paul Branham saved a touchdown as the young man had some daylight.
The punt received.
Great job there by the freshman to field that ball on the hop, and did he get down the field quickly?
Yeah. Punter was the only man that could save the touchdown, and he grabbed him by the back of the jersey. He was just inches away from a touchdown on that because if Branham doesn't catch him, he's gone.
Well, he had a lot of daylight, and he was shot to that outside, to that sideline, showing that speed. As that young man is going to have quite a career here as a Belfry Pirate if he stays healthy and keeps those legs healthy.
I think next year we'll see a different Belfry team with the speed they'll have in the backfield. We'll see more go back to the power running game, I would imagine.
I would imagine you'd be correct. Casey LaGuire probably would be the quarterback. And right in trouble. Chris Shoemate with a handful of jersey, and he's sacked at the third, all the way back to the 41-yard line. Loss of 10 on the play. And you know, a senior like Jonathan Wright at that point, you know, guys, I'm a Jonathan Wright fan, but he needs to get rid of that football. He needs to just fire it toward the sideline in the direction of somebody and save that 10 yards.
Well, and more importantly, save that clock. I mean, you know, because that's their worst enemy right now. As the Pikeville Panthers with this big lead, the clock running is in their favor and not in the Belfry Pirates' favor.
Second down.
Chris Shoemate has really done a great job from that defensive line position of his tonight.
Casey LaGuire is in now at quarterback as Jonathan Wright goes to the sideline. Evidently, Coach Philip Haywood agreed with your feelings there, Dan.
Well, you just don't take a sack at this point. Jonah Cotto on the carry. He's looking left side. He's hauled down by Isaac Ratliff at the 32-yard line. Give him about 6 yards. Where the ball was spotted at the 41, was it not?
No, they moved the ball back to the 38 as Wright was thrown backwards on that sack.
Well, at the 32-yard line, give him 6 yards on the carry. Brings up third down and about 12.
I think that was a preview of things to come on that handoff right there. Two young players that we'll see a lot of in the years to come at Belfry.
We're under a minute now to play in the ball game.
And a low snap handled nicely by LaGuire. He fires it for Staten. It's through his hands as that ball was catchable. Should have been hauled in there by Staten.
You know, excellent pass by LaGuire. He threw it right in his hands, you know, and caught him right in stride. But looks like the Pikeville Panthers will still be undefeated in the reign of Chris McNamee.
The new quarterback in the game.
Their lone loss coming into Pike County Bowl to a very tough Boyd County team.
Well, Boyle County, make no mistake about it, is a good football team, ranked number 2 in the state. LaGuire back to pass again, looking over the middle again. He has Staten, and in and out of his hands. Should have hauled that one in. So LaGuire has tried Staten twice and should have had 2 completions. But on that fourth down, the Panthers will take over with 43 seconds remaining in the game. Pikeville, as you said, Charlie, is going to improve to 5-1 on this season. 5-0 under Chris McNamee. Belfry's going to slip to 2-3. And if you take a look at, you know, next week, Pike Central, that's not going to be a picnic for these Belfry Pirates, because with the woes they've got right now on offense, they've got to figure out who the leader is, who's going to take charge, and what they're going to do offensively.
You know, and the Pike Central team is right now, they've got a tough defense. They're ranked like number 8 in the state in defense right now. They played a good game against a tough Shelby Valley team who is, you know, as far as we know, is still undefeated. Last we heard, they were tied at 7 at the half with Williamson.
Well, Matt Branham takes a knee, and that's going to wrap things up as 34 seconds and counting. He may have to take one more snap. But a good, solid effort by the Pikeville Panthers. Offensively, if you could throw out the first half of this football game, Matt Branham really did a great job leading this offense. They had people covered, so they went to other people. Chase Gibson, what can you say about the job he did tonight? You know, just a great job. You know, Chris McNamee thanking and congratulating the assistant coaches, because quite frankly, he doesn't do it all by himself. As a great job handling the offense by Jason Howe. But the Panthers will improve to 5-1. They will defeat the Belfry Pirates 26-8. Belfry falls to 2-3 on the season. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and come back with post-game comments. This is your Intermountain Sports Network. Well, this one's in the books. Pikeville Panthers come to Death Valley and defeat the Belfry Pirates 26-8. Charlie Pinson, a good effort here, was lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it's an excellent ball game. You know, the score is 26-8. You know, it was 6-0 at halftime, and an excellent first half. And what can you say about the Pikeville offensive unit? They came out, they made some adjustments at halftime by the coaching staff. A whole different unit came out here in the second half and put a bunch of points on the board to defeat a tough Belfry offense and defense.
They sure did. And, you know, statistically is the story. And the best stats man in the game, Ken Hall, take us home, buddy.
Okay, first for the Belfry Pirates. Quarterback Jonathan Wright completed 13 of 25 passes for 125 yards. 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. He carried the ball 3 times for 11 yards, was sacked 3 times for 14 yards. Jonah Cottle, 2 carries, 6 yards. Curtis Childress, 6 rushes for 12 yards. He had 6 receptions for 69 yards, one of those being a 40-yard touchdown reception. Derek Pauley, 3 catches for 15 yards. David Reed carried the ball 6 times, picked up 36 yards. And Stuart Wendell, 3 catches for 36 yards. For the Pikeville Panthers, quarterback Matt Branham, an excellent night as he completed 18 of 27 passes for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Carried the ball 3 times for 18 yards, one of those being a 9-yard touchdown run. Barrett Rogers carried the ball 15 times, picked up 70 yards. Jared Frazier, 5 carries, 45 yards, one of those being a 2-yard touchdown run. Jeremiah Akers, 2 receptions, 48 yards, one of those being a 46-yard touchdown. Chase Gibson, just a tremendous night tonight as he had 11 catches for 189 yards, carried the ball once for 12 yards, and caught another pass for a 2-point conversion. So just a tremendous night for Chase Gibson. Nick King had 4 receptions for 59 yards. Very good night for Nick King, one of those being a big 37-yard touchdown reception. So the Pikeville Panthers come away with a big win here, 26-8, and Chris McNamee's team now goes to 5-1. Belfry drops to 2-3. We appreciate you being with us tonight on the Intermountain Sports Network, and look forward to being with you all season as we've got a lot of action to come yet in this high school football. So for Danny Van Hoos, Charlie Pinson, Brian Lee, this is Ken Hall saying thank you and good night.